President Davis, we are live. You may start the meeting.
Thank you, trustees. The time is now 5:03. Good evening and welcome to the June 10th regular board meeting of the Capistrano Unified School District. The meeting is session. The time is 5:03 p.m. Mrs. Hayes, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Castellanos is absent. Trustee Pritchard is absent. Trustee Zollinger.
Here.
Trustee Jones.
Here.
Trustee Adnams.
Here.
Trustee Bullicus.
Here.
Trustee Davis.
Here. Please note that staff has revised the presentation for item 11F, repurposing Clarence Lobo Elementary School and updating school boundary, correcting a typo that referenced the feeder patterns for Shore Cliffs Middle School and Bernice Air Middle School. A copy is available in the back of the room and on the board's agenda website. Additionally, staff revised Exhibit 12B3, proposed start and dismissal times for the 2026-2027 school year. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Adams, seconded by Trustee
Jones.
Jones. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for the adoption of the agenda? Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 502. Mrs. Hayes, before the board recesses to closed session, are there any requests to speak for a closed session agenda item? Thank you. The board will now recess to closed session to address the following agenda items: student readmission, 1 case; student expulsions, 1 case; challenge to student records, 1 case; conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, 1 case; conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, 1 case; conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, 7 cases; conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, 4 cases. The board will now recess for closed session.
President Davis, you may start the meeting.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the June 10th regular board meeting of the Capistrano Unified School District. The meeting is now in session. The time is 6:05 p.m. Mrs. Hayes, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Castellanos.
Here.
Trustee Pritchard is absent. Trustee Zollinger.
Here.
Trustee Jones.
Here.
Trustee Adnams.
Here.
Trustee Bullicus.
Here.
Trustee Davis.
Here. Thank you. The Pledge of Allegiance will now be led by Lily and Willow Hurd. Lily did.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Lily and Willow. We appreciate that. Mrs. Hayes, can you please read the report from closed session?
On agenda item 4A, student readmission, trustees voted 6-0-1 to approve staff recommendation on the following case. Case number 2026001. On agenda item 4B, student expulsions, trustees voted 6-0-1 to approve staff recommendation on the following case. Case number 2026021. On agenda item 4C, challenge to student records, trustees voted 6-0-1 with Trustee Pritchard absent to uphold the staff's decision on challenge to student records and to deny the challenge. On agenda item 4D, anticipated litigation, no reportable action. On agenda item 4E, anticipated litigation, no reportable action. On agenda item 4F, anticipated litigation, trustees voted 6-0-1 to approve staff recommendation on the following cases. ADR case number 202511018, case number 202605001, 202605111, 202605015, 20260517, 20260518, and 20260521. On agenda item 4G, an existing litigation, trustees voted 601 to approve staff recommendation on the following cases. OAH case number 2025100766, 2026020105, case number 2026040107, and finally 2026040418. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Hayes. We are now moving on to public comment. The total time for public comment will be 20 minutes. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for non-agenda items?
We do. We have 20 speakers this evening, so per board policy, I'll set the timer for 1 minute each. We're going to start with our students this evening, so I'm going to ask the students to line up over by Mr. Gendra over at that far exit door. He's the gentleman standing with the red tie. Athena, Ziana, Miles, Willow, and Lacey. Athena, please come forward.
Hello, school board trustees. My name is Athena Zella Husky, and I have just finished 6th grade at Newhart Middle School. I'm here to ask you to bring Miss Forster back to Newhart as our music teacher next year. Band is one of my favorite periods because Miss Forster makes me care about getting better at music. I voluntarily picked up a new instrument this year to fill our bass line, even though I didn't really want to. Under her guidance and encouragement, we flourished as young musicians because she makes every student love music so much. I even learned to like my new instrument. When we heard the news from Miss Forster, her students immediately started a petition to get her back. We have over 340 signatures right here. I urge you to bring Miss Forster back to Newhart next year. I really hope you will consider what this means to students like me who have a teacher that makes you so excited for class. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody skipping Miss Forster's class.
Thank you.
Please don't ask me for details, though.
Hello, my name is Yania Garcia, and I'm from Newhart Middle School. I've just completed the 6th grade, and today my friends and I are here to discuss a matter we recently learned. One day, we were in class, and we heard of a strange rumor. Miss Forrester, our favorite teacher in music, besides Miss Petty, I'm sorry, is going to be bumped. We didn't like that. So, our very smart friends, Milana No and Mia Lee, decided to start a petition. This petition got 342 signatures, which is about 31% of Newhart Middle School. We thought, maybe if about that many students want Miss Forrester to stay, then don't you think it's a good idea that she won't be bumped? So that's why I decided to come up here and speak. Please reconsider your decisions on what you have made against Miss Forrester. Thank you.
Miles Pond.
Hello, my name is Miles Pan, and I have come to talk about the issue regarding the transfer of Miss Forrester, who is being replaced. Mrs. Forrester should not be transferred or kicked out of the district just because another person wants to teach band. Newhart was Mrs. Forrester's dream school to teach at. She originally went to Newhart as a student and wanted to come back to expand our music program. Because of this change, she is now reconsidering her career choices. Please keep her at Newhart. Because she is undoubtedly an amazing teacher, she is open-minded, thinks of all her students, and even took the time to personally help each and every one of them. I personally had an amazing time learning under her and have grown so much, and I believe the majority of my peers think so as well. Please reconsider sending her away, and I believe that the loss of her presence is a disservice to the district, the school, and the student body. Thank you for your time.
Willow, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Willow, and I'm here and I'm here tonight to ask you to keep our amazing counselor, Miss Peyton, at Marblehead Elementary. She is so kind and sweet. She makes learning fun. She is one of the reasons why I come to school, and she's the reason why I'm here tonight. I had a fear of public speaking, and she helped me through it. She is why I'm up here speaking. Please keep her at Marblehead Elementary. Thank you.
Up next, Lacey.
Hello, my name is Lacey and I recently just finished 5th grade from Palisades Elementary School. I would like to speak about screen time. Last school year, a lot of my school day was spent on the computer. We used computers for math, English, reading and programs, writing assignments, and creating slideshows, and many other activities. When we were not doing an online lesson, we were creating projects on the computer as well. One problem I saw a lot was students visiting sites that were not related to schoolwork, like YouTube, Disney, or gaming sites. I saw students search for inappropriate things as well. Even with blocked websites, students found a way to get around it. With more than 30 students in a classroom, it's very difficult for teachers to monitor every screen. Many programs we use on the computer, including math, read the text out loud to us. While then can be useful sometimes, it still means reading is less, students read less for themselves. Thank you.
Okay, next I'm going to ask the adults to line up over by Mr. Jindra. And I'll try to keep you guys in order. Jessica, Rita, Valerie Petty, Bertha, Dean, Erica, Forrest, Dana, Kristen, Todd, Kelly, Johnny or Joni, I apologize for if that's not correct. Oh, this is number 12. Lindsay, Jamie, and Corey. That'll be our 20 minutes. Do you want to do the last two? Okay, and we'll do the last two at the end of the night. So if your name was not called, Andrea and Amy, you can go at the end of the night. So we'll hear the first 20. Jessica, please go ahead.
My name is Jessica Wilkes. I have 4 kids who attend Chaparral. I'm also an attorney who has worked on children's privacy issues for the past decade. Elementary classrooms must be screen-free. Tech prevents learning, the internet isn't designed for children, and our children should not be test subjects for unproven educational technology. First, we cannot gamify our way to learning. Studies show screen-based learning time reduces attention span, lowers cognitive capacity compared to in-person live work. Learning requires struggle. We get stronger by doing the work. The cognitive effort of reflective and thinking is what learning is. EdTech promises the opposite. Points instead of persistence, badges instead of mastery, dopamine instead of disciplined children. And second, a classroom screen never remains just an educational tool, as we've heard, with endless feeds, autoplay video games, and other videos that were never designed for children. The WSJ recently reported on a 7th grader who watched 13,000 hours of YouTube during school hours over 3 months. Administrators understandably can't keep up, even leading to pornography exposure regularly documented. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Rita.
Hi, good evening. I'm a mother of 2 elementary school kids at Ladera Ranch Elementary, and I want to share a quick story that I think says everything. My 8-year-old came home after school break, and the first thing he said he missed before his teachers, was playing games on his school-issued device. That stopped me cold, and it's just not my family. Parents who have worked hard to set screen limits at home are finding it nearly impossible to hold that line. Meltdowns, conflict, anxiety. We're fighting our own school's policies inside our homes. How ironic. We are urgently asking this board to take action. First, set immediate, meaningful limits on screen time for all students. Teachers need guidance. Second, give families a real opt-out option, 100%, no workarounds. Third, commit to building screen-free learning environments where human connection comes first. Please act. We are watching and we are not going away. Thank you.
Up next is Valerie Petty.
Hi, I've had the privilege of teaching at New Hart Middle School for 29 years in this district. During that time, I've watched generations of students discover confidence, belonging, discipline, creativity, and joy through music. I've also watched our programs be a source of pride for our district. That success did not happen by accident. It happened because students had access to quality music ed programs, and we had the support needed to build and sustain them. I am deeply concerned. Secondary music positions are being reduced, like Vastilmar, from full-time to part-time. Teachers are being split between sites. Enrollment opportunities are shrinking, and some programs are being combined and eliminated altogether. At New Hart, we're losing a highly successful and dedicated teacher due to surplus, despite the tremendous impact Mrs. Forrester has had with our students and within our community. While access is being reduced at other schools, our music program quality more likely will suffer by having yet another surplus teacher at New Hart. For many years, our music teachers have operated with appropriate district level oversight, leadership, and support. We need a leader with VAPA experience who knows how to properly advocate.
Bertha, go ahead.
Good evening. I'm the mom of 3 Vista Del Mar students deeply impacted by Miss Ashley Bowman and our music program. Tonight, I'm presenting a petition signed by hundreds of students, parents, and community members. But more importantly, it contains powerful testimonies from students describing how this program has given them confidence, belonging, purpose, and support during difficult times. We're being told our program must be reduced based on enrollment numbers that have not been yet verified. We've also received conflicting information regarding section allocations and Prop 28 funding for this program. Additionally, California Ed Code mandates that all 6th grade students receive instruction in VAPA, and our school appears to be out of compliance with that requirement, which directly affects our program. The question tonight should not be why hundreds of families are fighting so hard to save this program. The question should be what makes this program worth fighting for. Please keep the music program intact, retain musical theater, and keep Ms. Bowman that is leading this life-changing program. Thank you so much.
Dean McElroy.
Good evening. My name is Dean McElroy. I'm a resident of Mission Viejo. I have 3 children, not currently in the school district, but they all went through the whole program and graduated through CUSD. And I'm fortunate to have been a music teacher at San Juan Hills High School, and I've been in the district for 29 years now. I've seen many different aspects of what's going on in the music program, and I've got a long history of it. I remember when we had 3 music teachers at every single high school. We had many middle schools with 3 teachers at them, and they were just thriving. And I know for me, when I say I'm the luckiest person in the world, when I see my students, they are amazing. It's white gowns all at graduation. It's awards here and all these great colleges you're going to and all that. If you were to make a roadmap to a successful CUSD graduate, it would be a kid in a music program. But I'm getting worried now because, as you hear from VDM, we're starting to lose sections in different places. We're starting to lose 6th grade things. We're adding 6th to 8th grade things and a lot more things I'm going to run out of time to say, but thank you for listening to me, and I hope that we can have a larger conversation later. Thanks.
Erica Johnson.
Hello, my name is Erica Johnson. I'm the parent of 4 Capo USD students. We are an athletic family. Our son and daughter both play varsity sports at San Clemente High School, and our younger girls are dedicated softball players who dream one day of competing at the high school level. I'm incredibly proud of our son. Through years of hard work, discipline, and commitment, he earned the opportunity to continue his athletic and academic career playing Division I football at the United States Air Force Academy. His example has inspired his sisters to dream big and pursue their goals. One of these sisters has found her passion in stunt. I was surprised to learn that stunt, an officially recognized CIF sport, currently receives no funding from the district, while approximately 30 other varsity sports do. Stunt is not an extracurricular activity seeking recognition. It is an NCAA recognized championship sport and CIF sanctioned Title IX compliant varsity sport. San Clemente's team has even been a consistent CIF contender. As a mother of 3 daughters, I want them to know that their dreams matter just as much as their brothers did. I want them to know that when they work hard, represent their school, and compete at the varsity level, their district believes in them too. The message being sent to these athletes is that their hard work, commitment, and achievements matter less. Thank you.
Forrest. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for being here, for the work you guys are doing. Shout out to the future leaders, these kids that are here that are speaking up. It's just huge and inspiring. 19 years ago, there was a TED Talk that went viral by Sir Ken Robinson. I encourage everyone in this room to go back and watch it. It's called Do Schools Kill Creativity? I just watched it on the drive over here, haven't seen it in many years. What's going on at Vista Del Mar in the music program, the shrinking that's going on, is exactly what needs to be fought for right here. It doesn't matter if it finances. Here, Ashley Bowman, the director at Vista Del Mar, that's beloved, that hundreds of family members, community students, and parents have been petitioning for, is being squeezed out of the program to take over, apparently, allegedly, the Newhart program that has their own beloved teacher. For me, just learning this here, it's a game of musical chairs. We know it's logistic based. Let's get these programs the funding they need. We're going into an AI era. We cannot give up on music and the arts. We do it here, it's going to reach everywhere else. Thank you.
Up next is Dana Tompkins. Yes.
Hello, my son Bennett is just one of a group of medically fragile children with complex needs who the STEPS program at Capo has not worked for. There are other families here today because their pleas for a safer, more appropriate placement for their child have gone ignored. They too have gone through the district process to express their concerns, as well as the recommendations of their children's treating physicians and therapists. And Capo has decided that they know better and continue to recommend these children be placed on a comprehensive campus, putting them at risk. There are families here tonight who, like ours, have pulled their children out of the district program several years ago due to overwhelming concern for their safety, and families who just in the past weeks and months have pulled their children out of the district program because all of these same concerns for this population still exist. My son is now 7, and it makes me deeply sad to see that the people I hoped would step in on behalf of children like Bennett have not done so. But you can. We implore you to start asking questions about these cases. Thank you for your time.
Up next is Kristen Gray. Kristen Gray.
Hi, I'm Kristen Gray, and I'm the founder of the Gray Academy in Los Angeles. I started the Gray Academy, a non-public, nonprofit school, in 2018, and we're entering our 9th year. Our goal, and it was inspired by my daughter Charlotte, who was born with a rare terminal brain disease, and I had to navigate the landscape of what the public schools offered, and unfortunately they didn't have an appropriate environment for them. So I created one along with some other moms. So we offer a custom academic approach, high-level therapeutic intervention, a controlled environment where children that are medically fragile who would otherwise be homeschooled exists. And we have amazing partners up in LA, Santa Monica, Malibu, Culver City, Los Angeles Unified School District, Hawthorne, Downey, Inglewood. They're all partners of ours. But for some reason down here, the Capistrano School District has made it extremely challenging for these families who are already facing so many difficulties with their child's diagnosis and disability. Please do better.
Todd Baylor.
Hi, similarly, I'm a parent of a medically fragile child. She's 12 years old, and due to her frequent seizures, she was put on home hospital for the 2024-25 school year. The district committed to giving her a teacher at home, but the district was unable to provide a teacher. She missed 47 days of school. That's almost 2.5 months. Fortunately, our daughter is finally stable enough to be able to attend school outside the home, but there was no long-term environment in the district that would suit her educational needs given her medical fragility. Let's face it, government is not the solution for all problems, and in our experience, we have learned that it is ill-equipped to handle situations that are as nuanced and delicate as a medically fragile child, which is why we enrolled her at the Gray Academy. Which brings us to the fact that the board votes 7-0 or unanimous in many, if not most, staff recommendations. I'm here today to urge the board to take a closer look when these recommendations involve a child's right to free, appropriate public education. And as a practicing lawyer myself, I want to stress the fact that alternative dispute resolution should be championed and not, and the district should not look to adversarial legal fights.
Our next speaker is Kelly Hurd. Kelly Hurd.
Good evening. My name is Kelly Hurd. I'm both a teacher at Marblehead Elementary and a parent of 2 children who have directly benefited from our school counseling services. As the district prepares to combine Marblehead and Lobo, we are deeply concerned about the reduction in counseling support for our students. This year, Marblehead had counseling services 5 days a week. Lobo had counseling services 4 days a week. Next year, those two school communities will be combined, nearly doubling the student population. Yet counseling support will be reduced to just 3 days per week. At the same time, administrative support is being expanded. While administrators and office staff are essential to a school's success, they are not school counselors. They have different responsibilities, training, and different professional roles. The mental health, social, emotional, and counseling needs of students cannot be replaced by administrative staffing. I know the impact of counseling support not only as a teacher, but as a parent. My daughter Lily is standing beside me tonight. Several years ago, she struggled with significant anxiety. It affected her attendance, confidence, and her ability to learn. Through support of our school counselor, Lauren Payton, she received individual
Thank
counseling,
you.
participated.
Our next speaker is Ms. Campiano.
Hello. I have 3 sons that have attended Vista Del Mar, and all of them have played music. My youngest son, under the incredible leadership of Miss Bowman, was enrolled in both advanced band and orchestra and plans to continue music through high school. In the 15 years my family has been at Vista Del Mar, I have never seen the middle school music program as strong, engaging, and successful as it is today. With less than 2 weeks remaining in the school year, Principal Geiger informed parents that all music levels in both band and orchestra would be combined and musical theater would be eliminated. This late notification left families no time to respond to the proposed changes. After attending the recent music concert and hearing the heartfelt testimony of students, I knew we had something special at Vista Del Mar, a program worth fighting for. I am one of the hundreds of parents and students that has signed the petition asking for the program to be restored. Reducing music into one combined class eliminates the differentiated instruction that has made this program successful. Combining them into a single class weakens instruction for both groups and limits student growth. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Lindsay Wagner.
Hello and good evening. I am a parent and educator, and I personally have seen the overall decline in students' comprehension, spelling, penmanship, and mathematics, just based on the amount of time that they spend on the computer. The lack of attention, the respect for our teachers, and it all stems from blinking lights in front of their face all day. Everything is biological. We learn from people. We learn from one another by actions, by responses, and the computers do not give that to our kids. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it in my daughter who spoke earlier today. And the relationship between the teacher and teaching with the student is needed. They need to have that communication, and they don't have that when a computer screen. I'm even looking over here, and nobody is looking up at any of the speakers. Some of you are on your cell phones, and it's just like we are in this technology where we're holding these computers to our faces as opposed to communicating with one another. And we're doing that to our students, and it's just, it needs to.
Our next speaker is Jamie. Jamie, go ahead.
Good evening, Superintendent Brown and members of the board. My name is Jamie, and I'm a CUSD parent and educator. I came tonight to urge you to protect our classrooms and prioritize fairness as we navigate the current budget crisis. Specifically, I'm concerned about the growing class sizes and the increased reliance on combo classes, particularly in our Title I and dual immersion programs. Forcing teachers to manage overcrowded rooms and balance 2 different grade level curricula dilutes the individualized attention our students deserve, especially those working to master a second language. When we combine these crowded classrooms with the funding cuts to art and music, we are fundamentally harming the quality of our kids' education. Programs like art and music are not disposable extras. They support the whole child and help keep students engaged. Our budget reflects our values and our priorities. I urge the board to ensure that the burden of budget cuts doesn't fall hardest on the classrooms and everyday learning. Please protect the arts, cap our class sizes, and support our educators. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Corey. Go ahead, Corey.
Hi, I'm a parent of 4 CUSD students, and at San Clemente High School, my children have been lucky to compete in volleyball, track and field, football, baseball, basketball, traditional competitive cheer, and stunt. And stunt is a CIF sport. At San Clemente High School, stunt receives $0 from the district. And our athletes work hard, just like every other varsity CIF sport athlete that is supported financially in this district. Our stunt parents today are asking that stunt be included in funding for CIF sports at the district level. We understand that budget cuts are happening. We're not asking to increase the budget for CIF sports. We're asking for inclusion. Our athletes, like all of the other men and women and boys and girls in the athletic departments, work very hard, and we hope that we can be included next year.
Thank you. We're now moving on to, we're going to open the public hearing on the 2026-2027 local plan, special education local plan area. The time is now 6:33 p.m. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any speakers for the public hearing? Thank you. The public hearing is now closed. The time is 6:33 p.m. Moving to starting with item 11A, may I have a motion to approve the 2026-2027 local plan, special education local plan area?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Adams, seconded by trustee Bollicus. I'd like to recognize Greg Merwin, Associate Superintendent, to present the item.
Thank you, President Davis and trustees. Staff presents item 11A. The annual service plan and annual budget is an item that identifies the expected expenditures to service students with exceptional needs in the district. These plans include a description of services, the location of those services, and must demonstrate all individuals with exceptional needs have access so that they have the services instruction appropriate to meet their needs per their IEPs. Assistant Superintendent Clint Collins is here to assist with the item, and staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Thank you. Trustees? Discussion on this item? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0-1. Moving into 11B, may I have a motion to approve the 2026-2027 Local Control Accountability Plan and Local Indicators Report?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Zollinger, seconded by trustee Bollicus. I'd like to recognize Greg Merwin, Associate Superintendent, to present the item.
Thank you, President Davis and trustees. Staff presents item 11B. This was first presented to trustees at the May 20th, 2026 board meeting. It returns for board action this evening. The Local Control Accountability Plan is the plan that details all of the district expenditures tied to programs, services, and resources to support students to improve student achievement. The staff has presented student data and student results directly supported by the LCAP throughout the school year regarding progress in these areas. So you will recall, these include increases in advanced placement scores as well as college and career readiness. This includes increased progress for English learners in English proficiency. We also provided information regarding increases in student achievement for language arts, mathematics, science. And in addition, we shared overall improvement in safety and well-being. These were all tied to the LCAP and were supported by the LCAP. We also shared concerns with trustees over the year, including continuing achievement gap between our English learners and our English-only students, academic achievement levels of our students with IEPs, and then also concerns shared by teachers regarding disruptive student behaviors in certain classrooms. The plans are already being worked out for next year to address these concerns through resources and training, and staff looks forward to presenting you updates next year regarding our progress. Executive Director Dr. Michael Gomez joins me to support the item. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Trustees? Trustee Jones? Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. Mrs. Hayes, we have one speaker
Candace?
card.
Yes.
Candace,
Thank you.
please come forward.
Hi, as you said, this budget funds populations of English learners, socioeconomically disadvantaged, and foster children, which represents our schools at Marblehead and Lobo, 50% socioeconomically disadvantaged. In your survey results last month, you presented 31% of elementary students felt unsafe at their schools, specifically due to peer aggression. but only 10% of parents feel like their kids are unsafe. So that tells me that you are already doing a good job marketing to parents, but the kids are feeling it. During all of this, counseling services are being cut. Lobo and Marblehead have a third of the counseling services being provided next year for the same number of students. I don't understand how there is money to fund a $200,000 social media coordinator to improve the board's online reputation and a sports school with a state-of-the-art gym for a handful of kids who want to repeat 8th grade. I guarantee you those are not Title I students. Please consider reinstating Lauren Payton at Marblehead. She has influenced my kids in ways I can't articulate, and we desperately need her during this time. The budget appears to be much better than anticipated, so now is the time to reprioritize and focus on serving all students. Say something? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Trustees? Trustee Jones?
So the agenda item notes that back in 2013, the legislature created the local control funding formula, which included an accountability component called the Local Control Accountability Plan, or the LCAP. The dictionary defines educational accountability as holding schools and teachers responsible for students' academic progress. And that's a great thing. We should all applaud it. But that is not what the LCAP does. Accountability in the LCAP means compliance. All it does is demand compliance with the production of a mountain of paperwork invented by the California Department of Education. To the CDE, accountability just means compliance. And one of the biggest tasks is producing this 225-page report. Our LCAP, 225 pages. CUSD students are doing great. We all know this. We remain the highest performing large district in California. Does producing a 225-page report cause that high of performance? Well, clearly it does not. The state and federal obsession with paperwork is so bad that the California School Boards Association published this booklet called Drowning in Documentation. It takes 2 pages of tiny 9-point type just to list the most significant reports we and all other districts have to file every year. You can see how tiny it is, and this is only some of them. I won't speculate on the exact cost of this to CUSD, but it is massive, massive. To be absolutely clear, I am not criticizing our staff members who compile these reports. They do this heavy lifting without complaint or any hint of cynicism, and I have total respect for them. However, every parent, staff member, and taxpayer in our district should be outraged that our tax dollars are being wasted on these compliance exercises. No accountability for educational results, just expensive paper pushing.
Thank you, Trustee Bolikas, or Trustee Jones. Thank you. Other comments? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0-1. Moving to 11C, may I have a motion to accept the 2026-2027 budget adoption? Moved by Trustee Zollinger.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Adams. I'd like to recognize Deputy Superintendent Clark Hampton to introduce the item. And Philippa Townsend.
Philippa Townsend, yes. Thank you, President Davis. So at the last board meeting in May, we presented a preliminary budget for 26-27. And typically, the preliminary budget is very similar to the June budget that's presented. But with the May revision, there was enough changes that we thought it would be important to update the June budget and then share the impacts of that with you tonight. Philippa Townsend this is her last board meeting. Tonight, I promised her I wouldn't say that, but I'm saying it anyway. So she's 28 and a half years with the school district and 1.5 years at another district, so 30 years of total time dedicated to public schools. And so I'm sure it's with a heavy heart that she's presenting this budget to you.
Okay, moving on. So in presenting the district's final budget for adoption for the budget in 26-27, this is a brief recap of the work that we've done in 25-26 and a recap of the projected ending fund balances throughout this past year. So with the first interim budget back in December 2025, we projected a negative ending fund balance in the 2028-29 fiscal year, as you can see up there, the negative 1.1%. However, staff had already begun the work to identify budget cuts to ensure that in the 26-27 fiscal year, we would have a positive multi-year projection with the required 2% reserve in all 3 years of the projection. So the 3 years of the projection now for 2026-27 would be 2026-27, 27-28, and 28-29. So by the second interim, which we presented to you in March, all necessary budget reductions have been identified, and the 28-29 ending fund balance, as you can see there, was positive and above the 2% required minimum reserve. So last month in May, we presented to you the initial budget presentation for 26-27. And at that point, when we developed the budget, we did not know what the May revise was going to say. So when we presented this to you last month, you can see that the ending fund balance for all 3 years of the 3-year projection were about the same as they were when we presented the second interim budget. So finally, tonight, we have incorporated the governor's May revise in the final budget for you to adopt tonight. And as you can see, starting in 26-27, our ending fund balances have improved significantly. This was not anticipated back in December, so we are in a much better place at this point. After the state budget is signed at the end of this month, we will update the budget again with any final changes that the final state budget brings about. It should not be anything significant, but we will incorporate them anyway. Costs not included in this budget are any results of negotiations with bargaining units. We have not settled with our bargaining units yet for 26-27, but we did incorporate the revised COLAs, we did incorporate the increased special ed revenue, and we did incorporate the costs for the new maternity leave that has been proposed for the final state budget. So with that, we present to you the 26-27 budget for adoption tonight. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Ms. Townsend. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? There are none. Thank you. Trustees?
So I guess no one else is speaking.
Trustee Jones.
So to what do we attribute this big change? And I can see in historically that there'd be a good reason to, there may be a good reason to make this estimate by the state, for them to make this estimate for 26-27. I'm not clear on how they can justify saying it's going to be so much better also in 27-28 and 28-29. Can you talk about that?
Yes, so the increases are for the 26-27 fiscal year. Now 27-28 and 28-29, the COLAs were very similar to what we were already projecting, so those years didn't increase much. But the reason why the bar is getting higher each year is because we, instead of deficit spending, which we often are, we actually have a surplus. And so that surplus carries over each year. So your bank account balance, I guess you could call it, is increasing as we go through the years.
I would stress, though, that this is without any settlement on negotiation and compensation with any of our bargaining units. So this is if everything stays status quo, right? So obviously, as negotiations move forward, these bars will change drastically.
So if we were, and I'm just going to throw a percentage out there, if we were to, because I have no idea what's going on in negotiations, and even if I did, I wouldn't say. Let's say just, for example, that there was like a 2% raise that was given across the board, how much of this of the 9.7 or the excess yellow here would be consumed?
Trustee Jones, we're not going to bargain in public.
We can't do that?
No.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how much. Okay, all right, I guess that
Those
does
numbers will
constitute-
significantly change.
Okay, all right.
Other questions, comments? Trustee Castellanos? Oh, sorry. Trustees? Trustee Bolkus?
The state sets for us the 2%, and yet I can't remember which meeting in which year, but in recent years, we had agreed that our goal was to have a 4% basically in the bank account. But because of difficult times right now, do we not talk about that and we're just lucky to have that 2%, or can you speak to that?
So the 4% target, that was, I think it was last year sometime. We have the board pass a resolution establishing 4% as the target because it was important to acknowledge that the 2% is the absolute bottom floor, and the goal is to operate around a reserve level that maintains stability for students and programs in the school district. So as Philippa said earlier, we had deficit spending because school districts will have deficit spending and surplus spending, but you always want to maintain that reserve level around a reasonable amount. And at that time, 4% was a reasonable amount to maintain around, not just keep bumping down into the 2%, because then you run the risk of making significant cuts or draconian cuts to try to stay at that 2%. Well, you want to just, if you make mild reductions to stay at the 4%, then you can maintain programs.
Thank you.
Trustee Jones?
So we believe that we might, in sometime in the relatively near future, become a community-funded district, which would be beneficial to us. We would get more money per student than the paltry amount we get from the state. And if you're a community-funded district, you are required to keep a 4% reserve. Is that correct?
I don't think there's no reserve limit. There's no reserve requirement.
Oh, I thought there was a reserve requirement
There's
for
no
that.
cap. There's no
because-
reserve cap, but you have to have a reserve. Yeah.
The average reserve level for community-funded school districts is much, much higher, as they are sort of on their own in terms of funding, and they don't have nearly as much state aid. So when we look at some of the community-funded districts around us, their reserves are closer to 20%.
Right, well, some of them are funded extremely well, and we, at least in the beginning, would not be funded as well as that. My understanding was that community funded was more volatile and that there was a requirement. But okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that.
Especially at the beginning. So as districts enter and sort of bounce in and out of community-funded status in the beginning of the transition, it's extremely volatile. And so districts that are moving into community-funded have to also protect their reserves because they could be subject to high deficit spending years as they slide in, depending on the value of the community-fundedness. So that'd be something, as we know more information, that we will talk about that transition once we know when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, and we'll get all the information out.
Any other comments? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0-1. Thank you. And Philippa, happy retirement. Moving on to 11C, may I have a motion to accept the 2026 budget? Just kidding. This is... Okay, we're moving on to 11. Thank you. 11D, in the right spot here. Thank you. We have a motion to adopt resolution number 2526-35, committing 2526 or 2026-2027 adopted budget funds balances.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Adams.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Bolkus. I'd like to recognize Clark Hampton, deputy superintendent, to present the item.
Thank you, President Davis. So this item, the hot mic, okay. So I know how Taylor Swift feels when her mic goes bad. Yeah. So the school districts, when certain triggers are met, are capped at a 10% reserve. But we also know that we have certain obligations that we have to make out into the future, like investments in technology and things like this. So this sets aside those funds so that we can maintain the 10% reserve level and also identify these funds for future spending. Staff recommends approval.
Mrs. Tate, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Thank you. And trustees? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We,
Roll call vote.
Yes, it is a roll call. Trustee Castellanos.
Aye.
Trustee Pritchard is absent. Trustee Zollinger.
Aye.
Trustee Adnams.
Aye.
Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Bullicus.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
aye. Thank you, Trustee Jones. Motion carries 601. On 11E, may I have a motion to adopt resolution number 2526-37, resolution of the Capistrano Unified School District Board of Trustees implementing pre-qualification of construction contractors under Public Contract Code 20111.6, utilizing the Quality Bidders Questionnaire.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Bullicus, second by Trustee Zollinger. And I'd like to recognize Clark Hampton, Deputy Superintendent, to present the item.
Thank you, President Davis. So this item transitions from a manual pre-qualification process to an online process. This is for pre-qualifying contractors that will do work under bids for Capistrano Unified. And this item will dramatically reduce the time needed to manage the pre-qualification process and likely increase the number of quality contractors who participate in bidding on our projects. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item?
There are none.
Thank you. Trustees? Thank you. I look forward to this process. All those in favor?
Now call the roll. I'm going to call the roll.
Oh, roll. This is actually, thank you. We're going to go ahead and roll call. Thank you.
Trustee Castellanos.
Aye.
Trustee Pritchard is absent. Trustee Zollinger.
Aye.
Trustee Adnams.
Aye.
Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Bullicus.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye. Motion carries 601. And now we'll move on to a motion to approve the repurposing Clarence Lobo Elementary School and updating school boundaries. Do I have a motion or approval?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Zollinger, seconded by Trustee Adams. And I'd like to recognize Deputy Superintendent Clark Hampton to introduce the item.
For item F. Thank you, trustees. So at the last meeting, we had a preliminary item for presenting the change in boundaries for Clarence Lobo and transitioning to merging that with the Marblehead boundary. So this is the action item for that. So as a recap, was presented at the last meeting that California, we had a charter school that needed extra space to reach their required limit. And so the Lobo was going to co-locate with the charter, and with communication with the parents of Lobo, it was asked if could they merge with the Marblehead campus. So we explored that and came up with a viable plan for moving the Clarence Lobo site to Marblehead, and then having the charter school have a portion of Lobo Elementary School. They originally were going to co-locate. They would stay utilizing the same space that they were using, that they would have used had they co-located. So with that, we'll now move on to what the boundaries would look like. So the proposal is to merge the Clarence Lobo boundary with Marblehead, relocate the Clarence Lobo campus to the Marblehead campus. The surrounding schools are Truman Benedict, Vista Del Mar, Marblehead, Las Palmas, and Concordia, and just for illustration purposes, you can see the surrounding schools and their boundaries. The proposed boundary, as shown here, combines them both. And this is a zoom in of what it would look like with the school site then here in the new boundary. The proposed boundary would accommodate all the students. As you can see in this chart that was shared last time, there's 700 TK students currently reside in the boundary, but they attend different schools in the region. So they wouldn't all be attending the new school. There is a combined enrollment of 508, 348 are within the boundary, 159 are outside the proposed boundary, so they're choicing into those schools. And so the enrollment projections for the boundary is expected to decline and level out at around 624 students. So the school can accommodate the expected students that would be entering that campus. So on to secondary schools. So we have no changes in the middle school assignment or the high school assignment. This is the boundary in the middle school assignment. Marblehead was boundary to, the former Marblehead boundary would feed into Shore Cliffs, and Clarence Lobo, it split before between Bernice Ayers and Shore Cliffs, and it would remain the same. So the same neighborhoods that were going to Bernice Ayers would continue to go to that school. And then for the high school assignment, it would remain the same, and the entire boundary would be feeding into San Clemente High School from the two middle schools that they would go to. So staff recommends repurposing Clarence Lobo Elementary School, merging the two boundaries of Lobo and Marblehead as depicted in the presentation, reassigning the CDS code for Clarence Lobo Elementary School to the current Marblehead Elementary School address, and retire the Marblehead Elementary School CDS code. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item?
We have two requests to speak. Candace will be first, and following Candace will be Linda Moore. Candace, please come forward.
Read this one. Do you want to go?
My mom spoke at the last meeting and asked for you to help our students as we merged Marblehead with Lobo. Thank you to trustees for hearing those needs. We're still hoping for an update from the district on busy and busing and counseling.
You to be in our corner. So when you suggest splitting our students off to Truman and Concordia, that is very alarming. To be honest, no one is buying the talking points that you were just floating ideas out there. You had street names and directional coordinates. The superintendent circled the area on the map before anyone told him where it was. You asked him multiple times to bring revisions to a vote in June. There were several of us sitting in this room at the meeting. It was very stressful to our communities as we are frantically packing and the board is suggesting moving some of our kids out. Our families are asking for transparency. Boundary changes require demography, studies, and months of community input. That process exists to protect every family, especially our most vulnerable. Marblehead, Lobo, and Shore Cliffs are community schools. When families in our neighborhood ask where their kids should go, we'd love to hear you say, Marblehead is a wonderful school and they'd love to have you. And just to be clear, gerrymandering our Title I schools would be highly illegal. If that path is chosen now or 5 years from now, legal action from the San Clemente community will be imminent. We are watching, we are engaged, and we are hopeful you'll make better choices that bring this community together going forward. Read the last.
Please support Lobo and Marblehead. Keep us together and bring back our counselor.
Thank you.
Linda Moore. Go ahead, Linda.
Thank you. I'm here tonight to oppose Board President Davis's proposed boundaries for the newly formed Clarence Lobo Elementary School. I have a long history in CUSD, starting as a student in 1963 at Concordia, and I've also taught for 20 years in CUSD. I'm sad and embarrassed to say that over the years I have witnessed white flight by CUSD parents and racial segregation by our district. Now they seem to be raising their ugly heads once again. At last month's board meeting, we learned that it was decided that the current LOBO boundaries could simply be added to those of Marblehead. However, Board President Lisa Davis presented her own much more complicated set of boundaries. But what really stood out to me was that all students in the reserve area would be assigned to Truman Benedict. I see this as a play to put those reserve students in a nearly all-white elementary school, that's Truman Benedict, rather than its counterpart, the former Marblehead School, soon to be renamed Clarence Lobo, which has a much larger population of Hispanic students. According to DataQuest at the California Department of Education, the percentage of Hispanic Latino students at Truman Benedict is 9.5, while Marblehead's is 32.9. This smells of redistricting based on racial lines in an effort to keep those students segregated. Divisiveness is currently permeating our country. Much of it is based on race. Our district must do its part in working against this trend by integrating our student population, encouraging multiracial, multicultural opportunities whenever possible. This is one of those opportunities. I am very disappointed in Board President Davis's effort to do the exact opposite. It says a lot about her. I encourage all other board members to reject her boundary plan and vote for the one presented originally by Superintendent Brown. Thank you.
Trustees, any comments? Okay.
I have a comment. President, I have a comment.
Castellanos,
Yeah.
please.
I just want to take a moment to speak directly to the Marblehead and Lobo communities. It's going to get me a little worked up, and I'm going to try to get through this. It's a huge lift, and it was a big ask. And the two PTA presidents, I want to acknowledge Stacy Nelson at Marblehead and Katie Stewart at Lobo, coming together and bringing their families and communities together was huge, and it didn't go unnoticed, and it's very much appreciated. It is never easy to sit in this position and make decisions like this. I had the opportunity, I haven't before toured Lobo or Marblehead. I try to get around the district, but we're large. And I did this last week, and as you walk through the school that's now full of boxes and teachers who are loading up their trucks and moving out of a school that they may have taught in for 20 to 30 years, that's big. And I appreciate everybody who's gone over there to help support. I know that these two communities can come together and be even better together than separate. I loved Pack Meets the Pod. I thought that was fabulous. I can't wait to hear what comes out from your new site next year. I think everything you've done is amazing, and to the administrators that day, they're busy packing their schools, and they took the time to, show me around Marblehead and Lobo, and I appreciate that. And just to the entire staff who packed a box, loaded a car, packed a portable, all the things that you did to really support that school to move into your school. Lobo moving to Marblehead, it means a lot. So thank you.
Trustee Jones?
I just want to acknowledge Clarence Lobo, who was the first leader of a Native American and Indian tribe in California to have a school named after him. And I also want to acknowledge Mr. Chris Lobo, who is here tonight and who has been working with the PTAs and helping us along the way here. His father, Wick Lobo, who is the only surviving sibling of Clarence Lobo. And I think we should be very excited that we have a school named after this person. Thank you.
Thank you. Could we have Mr. Lobo stand up? Thank you. We appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Other trustees? Okay. I look forward to the merging of Clarence Lobo at Marblehead and the work that that they will do together. I know that the staff at both sites, and I know that you will do an incredible job of welcoming the Lobo community to the Marblehead campus. And as I've said before, I wish there were 300 students we could drop in several of our schools. And I appreciate the work that's been done, and I look forward to what that looks like. So thank you all. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 601. Okay, and we'll move on to 11G. May I have a motion to approve the Arts and Music in Schools Funding Annual Report?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Adams. Seconded by trustee Castellanos. Thank you. I'd like to recognize Greg Merwin, Associate Superintendent, to present the item.
Thank you, President Davis and trustees. Staff presents item 11G. California Education Code requires board approval of an Arts and Music in Schools report each year. Pending board approval, the report will be posted on our district website. And I'd like to say, in response to trustee feedback last year, with last year's report, staff has updated that website with additional information regarding programs and opportunities for students, as well as the 2 previous years' reports are posted on the site as well. Dr. Gomez joins me to support the item. Staff recommends approval.
Okay, Ms. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Okay, trustees. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 601. Moving on to 11H. May I have a motion to waive the second reading and adopt Board Policy 5141.75, Weather Safety?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Zollinger.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Adams. I'd like to recognize Greg Merwin, Associate Superintendent, to present the item.
Thank you, President Davis and trustees. Staff presents item 11H. California Senate Bill 1248 requires districts to develop and implement weather and safety-related protocols. Board Policy 5141.75 has been developed to establish district-wide expectations and procedures for responding to inclement and extreme weather events. Executive Director Darren Gindra joins me to support the item. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Ms. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Okay, trustees. Trustee Bolkus?
Well, I think it is very positive in terms of setting a policy. But I do have a concern of one policy and our ability to be able to execute it. Under sun safety, number 3, it suggests apply sunscreen at least 15 to 20 minutes prior to going out into the sun. Well, to me, that means you'd be in the classroom before you're going out to recess or going out to lunch. And while it says that teachers are not responsible for administering the sunscreen on students and all, having that in the policy to me means we need to live up to it, and I don't know how we would really execute that. So if you could address that, that's the only question I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up. I like it.
Agreed.
Other comments? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. We have a question.
You have an answer? Well, I mean, the answer I have is okay, bad mic, I guess. The answer I have is that's, you're absolutely correct, and that's something that we can look into editing out for the reasons you stated. Absolutely.
I think it's a good point made by Trustee Bullicus, and I'm wondering if the policy needs to say something like that teachers should give students time, 15 minutes before going, 15 or 20 minutes,
So
to apply sunscreen or warn them or something like that, because supposedly sunscreen doesn't work unless you apply it.
So the language is encourage and insist, right? Because we
Okay.
can't require students, there might be families who don't want their students to put on sunscreen, right? So it's
Right.
encourage and insist. So the methodology of how a teacher might encourage would be in an AR, not a board policy. So we could put language in the AR that might suggest how they could provide an opportunity for students whose families wish for them to apply sunscreen. But like I said, the language is encourage and insist.
I understand. I just wanted to make sure that the students would be allowed to do
Yeah,
it.
we can
So
put
yes,
that in the AR,
will-
like how that
I
would
agree.
be done.
Thank you.
Other comments? Okay.
I think families know, like my family burns very, very easily. So my kids know that when the UV index is high and we're in tennis season or whatever, they're putting sunblock on before they go to school, and they know that we're extra sensitive. A lot of kids that my daughter plays tennis with don't wear sunscreen. And so I just think this is a parent thing. So I think encouraging it is great, but.
Thank you. Yes, agreed. We would be in the not so much sunblock world. Any other comments?
This does need to come back on consent because there's only
Yes, we
6
have,
of us
I
here.
have
Yeah,
that in,
thank you.
that in my comments. Thank you. Ms. Sayce, okay, any other comments? Okay, so we'll make those changes. The motion, all those in favor? Any opposed? I will. Motion carries 6-0-1 to approve the policy with less than a unanimous vote. Therefore, staff will bring it back for a second reading and consent. Now on to 11I. May I have a motion to waive the second reading and adopt board policy 5142, safety? No problem. Moved by trustee Zollinger,
Second.
seconded by trustee Adams. And I'd like to recognize Greg Merwin, Associate Superintendent, to present the item.
Thank you, President Davis and trustees. Staff presents item 11I. This policy reflects new legal requirements established by Senate Bill 848. And the policy strengthens the district's commitment to maintaining safe and supportive learning environments for all students. Executive Director Darren Ginder joins me again for this item. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Thank you. Trustees? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0-1 to approve the policy with less than a unanimous vote. Therefore, staff will bring it back for a second reading on consent. Moving on to 11J, may I have a motion to waive the second reading and approve board policy 7110, facilities master plan?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Adnam, seconded by trustee Jones. I'd like to recognize Deputy Superintendent Clark Hampton to introduce the item.
Thank you, President Davis. This is a revision to the policy, to the existing policy 7110 to update it to meet the requirements of SB 848. The policy has been reviewed by District Legal Counsel. It adds to the policy that the development of the master plan will also include addressing all aspects of student safety. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. Ms. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Thank you. Trustees? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 6-0-1 to approve this policy with less than a unanimous vote. Therefore, staff will bring it back for a second reading on consent. Moving on to employment contracts, starting with 11K. May I have a motion to approve amendment number 3 to the amended contract for employment agreements with Dr. Christopher Brown, Superintendent?
So moved.
Second.
By trustee Bullicus, seconded by trustee Adams. As board president, I'm recommending approval of this item pursuant to Governance Code Section 54953, Subdivision C3. The board provides this oral summary of the salary and/or fringe benefit increases set forth in the proposed amendment number 3 to the contract employment of superintendent. The summary is as follows. The term of the employment contract is extended through June 30th, 2030, adding a 1-year extension. The superintendent shall receive reimbursement for use of express lanes or toll roads when traveling to or from the district. The board shall provide ongoing professional growth paid for by the district. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item?
We have one speaker, Barbara.
On amendment number 3 states, the board shall provide the superintendent with ongoing professional growth through an executive coach to be paid for by the district. I love professional development. I participate in it in my professional career as well. As a public employee, I have a very meager allotment for my professional development, surely not an executive coach. We are in a budgetary crisis. A speaker tonight stated, our budget is representative of our values. We're closing schools. We're cutting counselors. We're eliminating beloved music teachers. Step families are here begging for resources and to be heard. My own first grader was packed into a classroom with 32 kids on a screen because no teacher can teach 32 little ones how to read, pull them out without keeping the other ones occupied on a screen. And every study out there, including our own California PTA study, says the optimal level is around 19 students per classroom. We're well beyond that. From my research, an executive coaching can range from $300 to $1,000 per session. Comprehensive contracts can range from $7,500 to $30,000 for 6 to 12-month engagements. It is the duty of the trustees, especially today, to painstakingly evaluate every single expense and to place a budgetary limit on expenditures, even if these funds come from the general fund. It is irresponsible, after what we've heard today, for this district to fund executive coaching for our superintendent. If you allow it, then at least put some sort of limit on it. I have been at board workshops where trustees that are sitting here today have painstakingly scrutinized language, words in those policies. I sat here today when we talked about sunscreen in a policy. So I implore you to painstakingly evaluate every potential expense and add limits from here on out. Because our kids are watching. They can see and hear how we are funding professional development, executive coaching for our superintendent, and a new communications position for $189,000 while they're getting cuts to their schools and their teachers. Our budget is representative of our values. Thank you.
Thank you, trustees. Any comments?
No.
Trustee Bolkus?
I appreciate that. And that comment was not the only one that I've received tonight verbally, but also in email. And I never got this email written, but I really wanted to send to Dr. Brown after the evaluation that he and any superintendent receives on an annual basis. I wish you could all see what this superintendent has done for this school district. It is incredible. Deep, deep thought in processes. Last year, it was in his contract to be able to have professional counseling. He gave that up so his team could have that. So I know this strikes a nerve, but the board has directed and told him when he joined us 3 years ago, our priority is to improve communication to our parents and to our community. We so often hear, well, I didn't know about that. I didn't hear about that. Social media alone, trying to keep up with that. Ryan Burris and Jimmy Conell cannot do it all. They already do so much for our district. So we as a board stand behind thinking that our communication is important and clarifying. Trying to keep up on social media when people are giving out misinformation and we can't even be on it fast enough is that aspect in terms of wanting to have someone communicate and push out the information for everyone to be able to have. A district that has 40,000 students, it's hard to get a hold of all of those parents in the community and what's going on. So this budget is this superintendent's budget. And in working with him for 3 years, I highly respect his judgment in terms of expenditures. He is not looking to just do free for all. He lives by it. He's planning to stay here. So I just want to put that out there, and I would really love to publicize your evaluation so that people could see what you don't see underneath in what all has been done and the policies and the processes put in place. His visits to every single school multiple times, giving evaluations, working with his staff. I applaud this superintendent, and I'm so proud to work with him. Thank you.
Thank you. There are some things in my evaluation that maybe I wouldn't want completely public, but I do share my evaluation with my staff.
Trustee Castellanos?
Yeah, I just want to echo those words as well. So thanks, Trustee Bullicus. I think it's important to understand that Dr. Brown sets the tone in this district and really has moved us forward. And there are things that are going to happen he has a vision for what we are going to do, and he's valued. So we appreciate your work. Within this country right now, and you all know it, public school is being crucified out there. And we don't do enough to defend ourselves and promote what great things we're doing inside these school buildings. And part of that communication is just having a larger team so that we can get that message out there of, I tour schools all the time, and I don't even know what's going on in other areas. And I'm highly involved as a parent. So it's important for us that we can continue to outreach to our communities, and that's what we're looking to do. We understand. I think this board has been very, and since I've been on the board, actually, Trustee Jones can probably speak to this, and Trustee Bullicus, but we're very focused on putting money that affects student first. We are always, that is the top priority because our funds are limited and we know it. Every fund we have should go into classrooms, 100%. But we also have to defend ourselves in a time where it's not happening out there. And we are doing great things here. And we want people to know. And part of that is getting our messaging out there so we can celebrate together. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you. Trustee Jones? Oh, Trustee Zandra, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to add, when information, I love what you said, so I just want to echo off of that. When information is shared and it's inaccurate, it's not, I know I got some emails kind of saying that this was damage control for the board, and this is not damage control for the board. When there is inaccurate information or a lack of information being shared to the community, with the community, we have a problem with, then those sites have to mitigate those issues, and that takes these administrators and teachers out of the classroom. If we can share this information across the board and it's accurate and we have a good communicator communicating this, unbiased, communicating information, we could mitigate a lot of that before it even happens. I often get frustrated because there's so much information on our website that people are unaware of. I think I get so excited about thinking about this new position and having links that people can just click on in the social media posts where it's like, hey, we've got this coffee chat, click on the link and get all the information. Or there's a new policy, click on it and you can read the policy instead of having to dig through this robust website that has pages and pages and pages of information. It's just cleaning things up, and I believe it will actually, it has a great potential to save us money. If good communication can help us focus in the classroom, so we're not defending things that, something wasn't transparent or maybe missing communicating things that really are important. I think there are some missed opportunities, but I'm excited about this opportunity. And I also want to echo what was said about Dr. Brown. I really appreciate working with him and his professionalism. And I also have been in the business world and know that people are highly recruited. And I think it's important that we respect him in his position and give him the things that he needs. I want him to feel welcome and supported here in our district, and support him in any way that we can. He is not one to spend money frivolously. I can tell you that for sure. So that's not a concern of mine. So anyway, just wanted to share those thoughts.
Thank you. Trustee Jones?
Dr. Brown was not a sitting superintendent when he came to us, and I think there were some people that were like, what do you mean? We're going to have somebody who hasn't been an actual superintendent? And we initially wanted to have some executive coaching for him because we felt that since he had not been a superintendent of a district, that he needed that. And as Trustee Bulka said, he decided that last year the money that had been used for his coaching should go to his cabinet. And I think that it is time for this to come back for him. Its development is a good thing. It was, as someone has asked, put some limits on it. If he were to come back with an outrageous amount, the board would not vote for it because we will vote to approve whatever contract he brings back if he decides to do it. He may decide not to do it. Dr. Brown is, to the best of my knowledge, the lowest paid superintendent of any unified district in Orange County. Just think about that. We're the largest district in Orange County, and he is the lowest paid of all of the district unified superintendents. We pay him less than we paid our previous superintendent. The superintendent of Laguna Beach with 4 schools makes more money than he does. So we have been very, very frugal with him, and I think we are very fortunate that he found us. We actually didn't find him, he found us. And I think he is, having worked with him now for these 3 years, those who have not worked with him have no idea what we have in him. Thank you.
Trustee Adams?
I concur with everything my colleagues are saying.
They did say it all, but I appreciate Barbara coming to speak on that, and know that we have done much work on that. And as we present his review each year, each trustee shares the things that they are seeing and ways that we would like to see improvements in our district. And Trustee Castellanos, Trustee Adams, and I put together that information, and then I shared that with our superintendent. And I just want our community to know that there is much work that happens behind the scenes and things that are happening not here before we arrive here. And every piece of the budget is looked at, and we review and look at different ways and how we can do it. And the trickiest piece is that we do not have the same number of students as we've had in the past. So there's shifts that are made to accommodate what is needed. And every piece, music, arts, math, science, English, reading, every part, sports, every part of what we're doing, there's a piece of that pie that we have to figure out and navigate. And so there's much thought that goes into each of the parts. So with that, I recommend approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0-1. Next, we'll on to 11L. We have a motion to approve amendment number 10 to amend contract for employment agreement with Clark Tampton, Deputy Superintendent, Business and Support Services.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Bolkus.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Adams. I'd like to recognize Chris Brown, superintendent, to present this item.
Wow, I feel pretty good right now. Thank you. I'm recommending approval of the item pursuant to Government Code Section 54953, Subdivision C3. I'm providing the oral summary of the amendment number 10 to the contract for Deputy Superintendent Clark Hampton. The term of the amended employment contract is extended through June 30th, 2030, adding a 1-year extension.
Thank you. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Thank you. Trustees? Trustee Jones?
Well, I just don't know if we need to say such nice things about the rest of them. Dr. Brown probably needs new hats now.
You guys are great. You do great work, though. Should we share their evaluations, too, since we're going to be sharing my comments?
We appreciate you too.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 601. Moving on to 11M, may I have a motion to approve amendment number 5 to the amended contract for employment agreement with Dr. Gregory Merwin, Associate Superintendent, Education and Support Services.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Bolkus.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Adams. I'd like to recognize Chris Brown, superintendent, to present this item.
I am recommending approval of the item pursuant to Government Code Section 54953, Subdivision C3, and providing the oral summary of the amendment number 5 to the contract for Dr. Greg Merwin. The term of the amended employment contract is extended through June 30th, 2030, adding a 1-year extension.
Thank you. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for this item? Thank you. Trustees? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 601. Moving on to 11N, we have a motion to approve amendment number 4 to the amended contract for employment with Dr. Robert Presby, Associate Superintendent, Human Resource Services.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Bolkus, seconded by trustee Zollinger. I'd like to recognize Chris Brown, superintendent, to present the item.
And once again, I am recommending approval of the item pursuant to Government Code Section 54953, Subdivision C3, and providing the oral summary of the amendment number 4 to the contract for Dr. Robert Presby. The term of the amended employment contract is extended through June 30th, 2030, adding a 1-year extension.
Thank you. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak on this item? Thank you. Trustees? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 601. We will now move to the consent calendar. Mrs. Hayes, do we have any requests to speak for these items? Okay, thank you.
Microphone. Michelle Blanchard and Jennifer McAteer. Michelle?
Hi, sorry, I was quicker than I thought. I am speaking on, my name is Michelle Blanchard. I am a parent of 2 kids in Capo Unified, and I'm also an LMT classified employee in the district. And I wanted to speak tonight about the agenda item about the new job position, and I, yes, heard about it on social media, and I understand some of what you're trying to say. You know, we're limited on time, and of course, we could gush about the wonderful things you're doing, but the point is, like, we are saying that it's our job to also, like, be critical and ask these questions. And I'm confused why we're posting a new position when we just had all these layoffs and cuts and, you know, talking about different things. Like, I was the librarian at Lobo, and I checked in with her. She did not receive extra hours to, like, pack up that entire library to move. I mean, we're relying on people donating boxes at that time, where you're asking so many things of employees to fill the gaps of the jobs that are being cut, and then we want to pay for this new position. I get very passionate and very emotional about it. I'm not very prepared, but it's just hearing, you know, the reduced bilingual community liaisons that are so important, the cuts to the high school library media clerks. I've been helping out at San Clemente High School and at Capo High School, helping where I can, in some positions getting paid and others volunteering, and I see how impacted they are by that position being cut, the library media clerk. I don't understand why the people in the positions that you currently have can't do this. I mean, if you're talking about things like professional development, maybe you could pay for professional development for the people that are currently in these communication positions to do that job better instead of having a whole nother position. That should seem like a possibility. But yes, the optics do not look great when you want to. I mean, even in the verbiage of the position, storytelling is one of the examples. That just doesn't sound great. We're trying to make an image. You already have a lot of people out there. Mr. Bajorek at Newhart is great with social media. A lot of the principals, the PTAs, that's how I find information out about what's happening about Capo's drama department, is the things on social media. There are things already out there, and you at the board meetings talk about all the wonderful things and the plays and the events that you're going to. I think you just need to do those things better, not hire somebody, not put money there instead of in the classroom or in the positions that are helping the more students. Yeah, so I really hope that you consider that, and then you do not do this new position, you just do better. Thank you.
Jennifer?
Speaking of storytelling and things, I remember when I was a kid hearing the story about Robin Hood. We've all heard him. I didn't quite take to it. I disliked the plot line of taking from the rich to give to the poor, as I believe taking unfairly from anyone is not right to solve anything. What I dislike even more these days is when the rich take from those who need. For instance, when a school district takes essential jobs away from schools because they claim they don't have it in their budget, then magically they find nearly $190,000 to create an unnecessary position. Gosh, maybe I do like fairy tales after all. As it appears, I love that the school district has the magic wand to make magic money appear. Oh, when it's best suited for you guys. Scratch that, I don't like these fairy tales. What I would love is if you'd reallocate the money found for this position and use it for what is best for benefiting the students, those who you should be keeping your focus on. For instance, if you want to, you could redistribute that salary and help the students, considering offering this position as an internship to either high school or local community college students who are masters at the world of media. We, as adults, are trying to catch up to them. Create a first-of-its-kind program where students get real-life opportunities to get a shoe in the door and have the ability to use this on college applications and have it for their resumes. You can redistribute the salary to, I don't know, keep someone in the schools. Bring people back to the schools to be teaching, guiding, and otherwise helping educate our students. Bring back our bilingual community liaisons, our librarians, our mental health counselors, our music teachers. But don't create a job that is already created. It's unnecessary. If you put these people in place and they're not doing their jobs well enough, replace them with new people. Don't create new positions to continue filling positions that aren't being done properly. To give more money to people that you are already proving aren't doing the job, it's infuriating. Well, we know that there are plenty of salaries of the upper levels in this room that could be slimmed down. We hope to at least not pass this. Maybe we look at ourselves and we say, how can we help the right way? Thank you.
Thank you. Do any trustees have any consent items they'd like to pull? Okay. We have a motion to approve the consent calendar.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Adams,
Second.
seconded by trustee Bolkus. Mrs. Hayes, please call the roll.
Trustee Castellanos.
Aye.
Trustee Pritchard is absent. Trustee Zollinger.
Aye.
Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Adnams.
Aye.
Trustee Bullicus.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye. Motion carries 601 to approve the consent calendar. I'd like to recognize Superintendent Brown to share any comments.
All right, good evening. As soon as we're done, happy summer break for everybody who's going on to summer break. Last week, as you know, we celebrated our last day of school as well as graduation ceremonies across the district. CUSD students undeniably leave their senior year with an education that opens any door they wish. And I'd like to just talk about some of the places that they're going. So last week we had our senior survey. So we asked our seniors, where are you going and what are you planning to do in the future? We had about 3,000 seniors who responded to our senior survey. So we have a pretty good sample size of our responses. We have 1,500 of them that will be going directly to four-year universities next year. We have 1,200 of them heading directly to community colleges, mostly IVC and Saddleback. We have 73 who are enrolling directly into trade or technical school, 51 are going directly into work, 39 are enlisting to serve the country in the military, including all of the military academies and Space Force. For those attending college, the most popular choices are, of course, Saddleback right next door, Irvine Valley, San Diego State, University of Utah, and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. But we also have sent kids to Annapolis, West Point, the Space Force, Stanford, Yale, Harvard, amongst this current graduating class. So our students are really taking a multitude of pathways into the future as they move out from their time at Capo. I also want to talk about a few summer events that are happening. So next week, starting is the Lunch at the Library, where CUSD Food and Nutrition Services hosts free events at the San Juan Capistrano Library for all children under 18. Families can enjoy fun activities, special presentations in the courtyard, and free lunch will be served. Join them Monday through Friday every week through August 7th, and you can check out the Capo Food Instagram page for a full schedule menu. Also in July, we have our CUSD Human Resource Services Hiring Fair on Monday, July 20th from 9 to 11 a.m. It'll be right here in the boardroom. Participants can apply and interview on site for a variety of highly competitive positions, including paraeducators, school bus drivers, campus supervisors, and more. And as we're talking about hiring, I know that Clark talked about Philippa, but we do have one more cabinet member who is unfortunately serving her last night tonight. So our Chief Technology Officer, Stephanie Avera, who has been in Capo for 26 years serving, is sitting through her last board meeting tonight. So if we just give her a round of applause in retirement. And then in response to a few of the things we heard tonight from speakers, I wanted to say a few things. So one, let's talk about screen time for a minute. At the last board meeting on May 20th, Trustee Zollinger announced that she was going to work with Trustee Castellanos on a future screen time policy for Capo. So at the August 13th board meeting, Trustees Castellano and Zollinger will bring a resolution to direct the district staff to develop a policy that would provide guidelines and limitations on the use of technology in the classroom, especially in our lower grades, TK through 3. Once that resolution comes, district staff will engage with students, families, and teachers to build a policy using contemporary research, best practices, and the district and community values to guide our work. Our priority, as always, will be to ensure high-quality instruction that supports the whole student, both academically and social-emotionally, to ensure happy, healthy, and successful graduates. And then we're also going to, in the fall, start working with the board and our community to talk about elective choices throughout the district, specifically music and arts, because as we have now 12,000 fewer students spread amongst many, many choices, you're starting to see that there's places where they're not choosing to enroll because they're enrolling in something else. And so as a district, we need to explore what that looks like and how do we continue to support our arts and our music programs in an era of declining enrollment when there are fewer and fewer students. So we will be bringing that, all the data we have for board discussion in the fall and winter as we come up with a plan to support those programs moving forward. This ends my report.
Thank you, trustees. Trustee Zollinger?
Actually made notes because I forget things. It has been an honor to serve as a board member this year and spend time visiting our school sites. Sitting down with our principals and seeing firsthand the leadership, care, and thoughtfulness that guide each campus is always inspiring. I am continually blown away by the dedication of our teachers and support staff and the extraordinary effort that they put into meeting the needs of every single student in our district. I also want to extend my deepest gratitude to our volunteers and to the remarkable PTAs across the district. The time, energy, and heart they invest into brings such meaningful value to our schools and strengthen the sense of community for our students and families. It's been a privilege to attend end of the year concerts and ceremonies and I felt like event after event, and people kept coming up to me and asking me, "Are you tired of going to all these events? Because I saw you, the last 3 nights." And I would always tell them, "No, this is such an honor to be here to celebrate these kids and their achievements." I think the crowning event was being able to hand out diplomas at San Juan Hills High School. It was watching our students cross that stage and surrounded with pride and the support of families and friends. it was just something I will not forget. I also want to thank all of our principals, teachers, staff, volunteers, and families for another outstanding school year. Your work matters, and it matters deeply, and it's felt in every classroom, every performance, and every milestone that we celebrate. So thank you, and happy summer.
Thank you. Trustee Jones?
Oh, I didn't even have to press my button. So, parents often ask, community members often ask, and some ask tonight, many of those people have already left, what can they do to make something happen? And month after month, I tell you that you can write to your legislators. And I give out my email address. I often say it is gijones@capistrano.usd.org. I have a list of legislators for California, well, actually, all the way up to the governor and including Congress, but it's really the state. And if you would like to write letters, I can give you some sample language. I have been saying this, as I say, month after month, almost every month, not every month. I believe 5 people have responded. One of them is in the room tonight. That's what you can do. We are one of the lowest funded districts in California, one of the lowest per student. And something needs to be done about that. And nothing's gonna be done if you don't write to the members of the legislature. Now, some of you, I think, are probably involved in a school ledge team and you're doing it there, and that's why you're not contacting me. But truly, this is the way to do it. And I will let you know what you can do, but I need your contact information. Thank you.
Trustee Adams?
Yes, I would like to recognize another retiree, Kristen Nelson at RH Dana Elementary School.
Yes.
Had a tremendous career in Capo Unified, I believe 38 years. Is that right? 38. Amazing. And what an incredible administrator, educator. I just want to thank Kristen, if you're listening. Thank you for putting our students first. Thank you for connecting so well with the community. Thank you for mentoring some of our amazing principals and APs. You will be missed, and enjoy yourself surfing, golfing, playing pickleball, whatever you love to do, but please don't be a stranger, and congratulations on a tremendous career.
Okay. And I'd like to acknowledge the retirees listed on this month's agenda. Certificated retirees are with 25 years or more of your service. Tim Walters, 33 years. Kurt Birkencotter, 30 years. Cindy Globus, 30 years. Marion Carr, 29 years. Keith Wilson, 28 years. Judy Eckroat, 26 years. Maricela Irena, 28 years. Patty Kane, 21 years. And Sandy Birkinshaw, 20 years. And I would just kind of echo what some of the trustees have shared tonight and appreciate the work across the district everywhere at every level, and from families to PTA to foundations to groups that gather to work on making our schools better, to our teachers, to our staff, to our librarians, to executive staff, to our union rep, to trustees, to everyone that puts together the effort to make our schools the best that we can. And we are the largest district in Orange County. We're the 10th largest in the state out of 898 districts. Pretty good amount, and 40,000 students. And we work hard every day to educate each and every student and put students first. And I appreciate the work that happens everywhere. So thank you all. Attending some of the graduations last week, I was able to attend 5 graduations on the Wednesday and Thursday of last week. San Clemente High School, Cal Prep, we had the Cal Prep graduation at the Saddleback campus, and that was a first. And that was an incredible event for that group, and it was wonderful. Trustee Jones and I attended that together. And the ATP Bridges, and the Union High School graduation, and the adult graduation. And it's just a remarkable time to celebrate the success for students, families, teachers, everyone. And it's and at Vista Del Mar, the clap out as the students from the high school came back and the kids rounded the entire campus and they clapped them out, and and the kids seeing their kindergarten teacher and their first grade teacher, and it takes a group and it's a community, and I appreciate everyone and value the time that people put into everything that they do. So thank you. May I have a motion to go, Trustee Wilkes? Oh, please.
We're going to go back. I just want to say, I have to mention one of my principals retiring. I can't mention everybody. I did mention some of our new heart the last May meeting, but Charlotte Pitson, who hopefully is not listening to us because she is off having a good time. And I don't even know how many years Charlotte had in, but she is the energy bus. And when I'm out in the community of Mission Viejo, I have people come up to me all the time and speak about her. And I say, oh, you mean our principal that's the energy bus? Yes, yes. And that's what the kids all say, yes, yes, to Mrs. Pitson. So happy retirement. Happy retirement to Philippa and to Stephanie and Andy Clickenberg. Well, the list goes on and on. But I do want to thank our music teachers and supporters, and really everyone who came and spoke tonight, meaningful from their heart, what is important to them. And no, we do listen. And as it was mentioned by Dr. Brown, we have trustees Castellanos and Zollinger that is going to work on the policy about screens. And so I'm thrilled to hear about that. That was news to my ears tonight. And we're going to continue to have the conversation about music and what's happening, and how we can continue what the community knows. CUSD has always had a very strong music program, and how we can keep that alive, fresh, and understand it better in its competition with other electives. Yes, even robotics, but we're going to work on it. And so I appreciate your time and your input from everybody. And so really have a fabulous summer.
We're happy to talk to you at the end. Thank you. May I have a motion? Oh, thank you. Before we move to adjourn, we have two additional speakers that for public comment that we'll now hear from. So, Ms. Hayes?
Hold, please.
Andrea Manning and Amy Bean, if you're still here. Andrea, please come forward. You got a minute.
Good evening. Tonight's my first night of not pre-preparing anything, no ChatGPT speech, just me. It's been a really educational night. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts, but I am here on behalf of Marblehead, again, on behalf of our school counselor. And we've been through a lot of change. We've fought a lot over the years. Since I've been at Marblehead, we fought to keep the charter school out, we fought to save our campus, and then we fought to bring LOBO, and that was a huge joint PTA effort. And it's going to be a huge, difficult transition, but no regrets. It was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do for our students. It was the right thing to do for our community. But with that, we need to keep our counselor. We really do. I know it's going to be hard. I know it requires a lot of moving parts. I'm asking for a loophole. I'm asking for a favor. I'm asking for compassion. That's it. Thank you so much. Oh, and while we're at it, if you can get Mrs. Forrester, the music teacher, back. She sounds amazing. So fight for her too.
And the next speaker, Amy Bean. Amy, please come forward.
Hi, good evening, trustees. First, I have a thank you. Thank you for the new partnership between the district and the digital live scan, which will provide free mobile fingerprinting for our Title I schools on site. We just learned about this, and this is going to be huge for us, and remove barriers for families who want to help out at the school. So thank you to Dr. Michael Gomez and everyone on staff who made that happen. Last time I was here on behalf of our bilingual community liaison, whose hours were ultimately cut by 20%. Tonight, I'm here to express concern about our reduction in our school counselors' hours at Las Palmas. We serve over 700 students. We're a Title I school. We're a dual language immersion school. And next year, our counselor will be on campus only 3 days a week. So this means that it'll be less than an hour of their direct student time that they'll be able to spend with our students. It's not enough.
Thank you.
Do you have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Moved by trustee Adams, seconded by trustee Zollinger. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are. Motion carries 601 to adjourn the meeting. The time is now 7:57 p.m. Thank you.